let's see. So I'd like to talk about some of the benefits. I'm actually also going to talk about some of the drawbacks because there are some. But the benefits of freeware alternatives, first of all, obviously it's free. You don't have to pay for it, and it doesn't put you in the poorhouse or your school in the poorhouse. The money that you would have spent on software licenses, which we know gets very expensive, you can actually put towards the hardware. You can put towards gadgets like these or some of the other things I'll show you. You can put towards your actual hardware, your computers that support the software you're using, which is, we all know, is very important. You need to have computers to have the programs running. Updates are free. You know that every year or so, the bigger companies will have some sort of update. You have to pay for it. If you want to update, you pay a certain amount. It might not be as much as the full version, but you update. You pay to update. Updates on freeware are free. And they're usually more often, especially with the open source, because people are constantly contributing by helping to develop it. Also, it's flexible. As open source freeware is flexible. It can be, if you're a programmer, you can adapt it yourself to fit the needs of your class or whatever application you're using it for. Let's see. Where are we at? Freeware alternatives. I still have some more benefits. Go figure. Most freeware opens and saves to a lot of different formats, and they're usually cross-platform. You can have a freeware program that will run on PC, Mac, Linux, whatever, and it'll usually have its own format. Like I use a program called GIMP with my students that you can save in an XCF format. But you can also save it to the other formats because they want it to be accessible so that you can use it in other programs. It's also, this is my favorite one, it's accessible to students who want to use it outside of school. You can extend what you're teaching in your classroom to the home. And the other thing that's really nice is that the family gets involved. Their friends get involved. They see what they're doing in class and they get excited. It's one of the best ways to boost your own program at your school if they can see some of the great things that they're doing. If other people can experience it outside and then say, oh, I'm going to take that class. Like for example, I've had people in the past come up and say, oh, well, Johnny helped our family business create a website using whatever program. And the program was a freeware program. So it makes it so that they don't have to pay for it because they're not going to. They're not going to be able to afford, a $400 program, but they can afford a free one. They can download it themselves and do it at home. So it takes it a little bit, outside the classroom, which is a nice piece. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I'm like, not used to doing it this way. All right. Okay, I have to say that there are some drawbacks. I want to paint a balanced picture of this. And I stand by freeware that it outweighs the drawbacks, the benefits outweigh it, but there's some different things you want to consider when you're deciding between whether you're going to fork out the money for the commercial program or if you're going to buy freeware. First of all, less centralized technical support. You can't call a number and get somebody in most cases. You can't just make a phone call and say, I need help with this feature, this is what's going on. You can't troubleshoot that way. You have to do a little bit more research. You're going to have to, use your web searching skills, go on a forum, talk to people, do the things that you might have done before phones. I don't know. Actually talk to people and have somebody help you. It's a little bit tougher that way. Another thing is that freeware is not as recognized, obviously, as the commercial programs. They don't have the budget to advertise, so they're not going to be recognized. And because of that, some districts aren't ready to support it. They're like, I don't know what this is. They don't know anything about it. So it's going to be your job to actually go out and do the work and say, okay, this program is great. The best point you can make is it's going to save you a whole lot of money. I mean, you're going to have to sell them on some of the pluses of whatever program you're looking at. Sorry. All right, another question. What type of software do you use most in your classroom or computer lab? we're going to take a look and see what most people use. And this is just, it doesn't have to be, I mean, most people use a variety of different programs. What do you see most on the computers in your classroom if you have a computer lab? Or if you have a couple of computers, student stations, whatever. Yes, please. Yes. I can't see that. Is that 86, 87?
87.
Okay.
Can you just push the letter?
Okay, squeeze a couple answers in there.
Push the second letter.
Wow, okay, almost there. I'm going to give everybody a chance. Is it 98%? I can't read that. 98, okay, we're going to do it. 98%. All right, holy cow. Okay, this is what I suspected. Most people are going to use word processing, spreadsheet, or presentation software, the stuff you find in Office, Microsoft Office. That's to be expected because that's probably the thing that gets used in most different content areas, writing papers or math or whatever it might be. There's actually there's an app for that. There is a freeware that you can download called Open Office, which is an open source equivalent, which is actually very, sorry. I forgot to press the graph button.